This is Tracey Marshall from Travels with Tracey, and we are traveling through the Middle Ages. With each podcast, we explore new and exciting destinations specifically for mature travelers. That is, travelers that are between 35 and 70. That's my specialty, or what I like to do the most. These travelers are more into relishing their time than staying at budget hotels and partying all night. I enjoy people who want to experience where they are, be it an adventure trip, let's say whitewater rafting in Costa Rica, or those who enjoy the cobblestone streets of a quaint French town, sitting in a cafe and enjoying fine wine and cheese, or hiking to Machu Picchu. Those are the people I identify with. And once again, thank you. Welcome. This is Tracey from Travels with Tracey. I'm here with Joanne, and we have been discussing the Rhine getaway on the Viking River Cruise ship. We've gotten into some great details, what to expect on a cruise, etc. I do have a few questions regarding being on a cruise. I know that river cruising is very different from these big, larger cruises. For example, there's no casino and there's no major entertainment, although they do have entertainment. Most of it is local. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
The food that they prepare is really from the local markets of that region that they gather. Is that correct as well?
The food is delivered, yes, but there is a wonderful kitchen on the ship, and there's the chef that prepares all the meals.
Okay. And let's say a lot of cruise ships, they do not allow you to bring in your own liquor. But, Europe and Germany and France are known for their wine. So let's say I go and I'm at a town, a village, and I wanted to buy that bottle of wine and take it back to my room, sit out on the balcony or take it upstairs and open it up and enjoy that. Is there a penalty for that? Am I allowed to do that?
You're allowed to do that, and they also do not, if you take it into the restaurant or anything, they do not charge you a corking fee.
Ah, that's a big plus. Okay. How about tipping? Do I tip along the way? Like, let's say the bus driver who takes me to the tour that day. Do I tip him? And if I do, how much would I tip him?
Well, we received a little bulletin, and it more or less said the bus drivers are tipped £1, and the tour guide is tipped £5.
Okay.
Now, the people on the ship, at the end of your tour, you tip them according to, and you're given a brochure, what is a suggested amount. And you tip that, and that goes right on your bill. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to say, this is what I want to do or anything like that. When it comes to your name, you say this. We had such wonderful people that took care of us in our cabins and everything that we did a little extra tipping on the side, simply because they were so nice and so good.
That's good to know. How about Wi-Fi? Because, I would feel disconnected. Do they offer Wi-Fi service?
Wi-Fi is there, and your phones work. My daughter used her phone as the alarm clock, and it went off one morning, and I got up and was in the shower, and she came in and she said, "What are you doing up so early?" And I said, "Well, the alarm went off." And she said, "Mother, that was just my phone. It was 3:00 in the morning."
Oh, that sounds brutal. Wow. Do you mostly travel at night, or do you travel during the day, or does it matter?
We travel during the night so that you can go on the tours during the day, except for the Rhine River, where all the castles, you will see all the castles up on the hill, and that's a day water cruise as you're going toward Amsterdam. And you look up and you see the beautiful, beautiful castles. Most of them are in ruins. But you see this, it's enough there that you know it's a castle. You also see the vineyards. Mm-hmm. And the vineyards are on these steep, steep hills, and you think, how do they harvest the grapes? Well, the people rappel down the hill and pick the grapes, and as they pull themselves back up to the top of the hill.
Wow.
So it's just amazing to see these vineyards on these hills. There was one castle that somebody lives in. There's one castle that is a hotel, but they laughed and said, you don't want to stay there. It's too expensive. And another castle's been turned into a hostel for traveling, the hostel groups and things. And then we passed another one where the castle was destroyed and somebody had just built a regular house on the frame of where the castle had been, and they had this great big tour, but this little white house. So it was wonderful. And along the river, where there were towns and villages, the land was almost like a parkland. There was a path that they could ride bicycles on. There were playgrounds for the kids and things. And then when you got out in the country, you had the farmland, and we passed one area where there was many cattle lying on the beach in the sun, sunbathing.
Thanks for traveling through the Middle Ages with me. I would love to continue this conversation with you, so just head to my Facebook page at facebook.com/Travels with Tracey. I have a link to my page in the podcast notes. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcast player. When you do, my podcast can automatically upload to your smartphone. Safe travels!